Tapping of leather boots echoed through the long dark corridor. The long hair swept in a bun and dark eyeliner didn't go with the muscular figure that led a few bulky men. She was the leader of all of them, the one feared by the underground world and the government's pet. Wyan. She was the one who we are talking about. Mafia Queen for the entire country. She led her powerful gang to prosperity after her father left the business to her before his death. She was the apt person for it. She was the only person who could command the gang. He hasn't opened his mouth till now, ma'am. We have tried every method for the last 24 hours. Good. I like that spirit. Let's see how long he can maintain it. Time skip. Cries and shouts were heard from the dark room, alerting the men who were guarding the room. Their eyes widened in fear, for they knew that once their leader was in the cell to meet the person detained, there will be no return without success. It wasn't that bad, isn't it? The woman came out with her team, who were sweating. They didn't do much work there, but the sight they had to witness was more than enough for them to wet their pants. No, boss. The bulky man stuttered as she trotted back to the first floor to her office, followed by the men. Wyan's point of view. I sat down on my dad's armchair. After what I did in the basement, I had to calm myself down. Though known as the leader of the most powerful gang, I am not anything like my father. I act tough on the outside, but have deep regrets and pain, leaving deep scars within me. A heart that longs for a normal life and a partner. Probably I got it from my mother. As I was sitting down, calming my heart down, I heard a knock at the door. I knew it would be a government related mission at this time of the hour. Officials have to take appointments, so I got up, making myself sit on the chair while pressing the bell, signaling the person to come in. I'm so sorry to disturb you. The man who walked in with a file quickly shut his mouth, seeing Wyan glaring at him. She gestured him to sit on a chair placed before her, on which he obediently sat down. The man who was sitting in front of her was the Entertainment and Cultural Minister. There's a new project. I'm in request. There is a K-pop group visiting the country. We request you to give them protection. What is the threat for the entertainers? I leaned forward, amused to see that someone might even target some singers. There are a few groups who are planning to kidnap the group for ransom. This will strain our relation with the country. We have a free trade agreement and arms treaty coming with that country. We need this help from you at any cost. 9% of the consolidated fund, and I expect an amendment in the coming police reform bill being introduced. My assistant will send you the rest of the documents. Agreed. It was way more important for the government to maintain a friendly relation with the country, and this was the right place for Wyan to place her demands. Time skip. At the day of K-pop group's arrival. We have the tightest security arranged for the group, boss. Go ahead. Not a single strand of the boy's hair should be hurt. Jungkook's point of view. I just took a bath and dressed myself up. It was 2 in the morning and we were to leave for the concert site in an hour. We would practice all day and would perform and soon leave late at night from this country. It was a tight schedule. I was in my room waiting for the organizers to come and pick us up. I came to know that there was some threat for us, and so there were a lot of gunmen and protection outside. Hearing a knock on the door, I went towards the exit. I took a minute to look through the one-way mirror through the door. There was a man on the other side who looked like one of the staffs. I was in a hotel with a minimum of 20 gunmen and hundreds of staff. What could go wrong? I opened the door to see a guy with one of our staffs. How can I help you? Sir, the car is here for the pickup. Is it time to leave? Are the other members already there? They have sent different cars for every member. Oh, that is so cool. I didn't know we needed 7 cars. That is for the protection, sir. Ma'am has ordered us to do so. I thought for a minute. It must be the group that is providing us the protection. I nodded and took my stuffs and headed out of the room following the man. There was a sedan parked in front of the hotel. Jungkook got in the car along with one bodyguard and the car left the place. But as soon as the car left the venue, A gunman received a message on his handset. Follow the car! He alerted other members who wasted no time to follow the car that just took Jungkook with them. On the other side, Wyan threw a vase at the man who sent her the message. How can you be so careless, you blockheads? That boy cost us trillions. Any scratch on him will reduce the money we receive, you know that? We have their location tracked, Wyan. Our men are following them. No one should know that he got kidnapped. We have to get him before 4 a.m. when other members reach the place. No mistake can be accepted. And take care that the rest of the members don't get kidnapped too. She left the office with Onwoo and other members. Jungkook's point of view. I was playing on my phone. It was boring without the rest of the members and just few bulky men on both sides. Why are you deviating from the said route? The man who was sitting on my side, the one who was my gunman since the arrival here, asked the men who were on the front seat. The guys in the front seat and others in the car stayed silent, not answering the guard. I felt like something was wrong with them. The gunman with me was about to take his handset when one of the men sitting behind us grabbed the handset and placed a gun on his head. I was shocked when I felt a cold metal behind my head. That is when I realized that me and the rest of the members were not going to the same place. The threat was real after all. Look straight, Prince. A man behind me ordered, and I obeyed as I heard a sound of gun making me flinch badly. The door of the speedy car opened, pushing out the now shot gunman out of the car. I couldn't move from the place as I saw everything from my peripheral vision. I kept praying as the time was running out like the sand on the shore being swept away by the waves. I was scared to even make a sound. Oh no, they have been chasing us. They have been after us for some time. They have surrounded us. Shut up and let me think, you idiots. The driver shouts at the other two. The driver soon turned the car, quickly taking a deviation. This is a hella chase, which I couldn't enjoy like I did while watching movies. The car moved all ways left and right as these idiots were driving on every terrain. It was just 3 a.m. in the morning. Soon we entered a road which seemed like a highway. I don't see them anymore. I think we have left them behind, thank God. But the car soon came to a halt when a group of cattle were crossing the road. What? The driver hit the steering wheel. Cattle on the street? Who the hell let them out? Why do I not feel good about this? All our head turned to the side when we saw an old woman tapping on the glass window. The driver gestured her to move away while she kept gesturing that she was hungry. She was constantly patting her stomach and begging. What the hell, man? Where are all these things coming from? First cattle, and now an old lady. She looks too old, like my late mother. Let me give her some money. The driver opened the door a little bit to hand over some money to the old, fragile lady. Wrong move. The woman removed the locks of the driver's seat, opening all the doors. 4 shots. The head of the driver and the rest of the guys fell. My eyes remained wide. The old woman opened the door and pulled out the guys, handing his body to a sheep. She got into the driver's seat and so did 3 sheeps. What? Sheep? What a timing! I am glad that it didn't take much effort to trap those stupid kidnappers. They almost were successful. Not when you are here, Ryan. The men have alerted that the rest of the members are almost reaching the venue. The lady who was dressed as an old woman drifted the car around with a screeching sound and we were soon heading for the concert arena. Jungkook looked out of the window and looked back at the woman who just shot open a skull to save him. He just had the biggest shock of his life. He wanted to thank her, but was too scared to do so. Finally, he took in a deep breath and looked at Wyan, who was just looking at him. Thank you. Wyan didn't reply. This was the first time she had seen Jungkook this close. Though she was aware of the news and hype about the group, she never cared about them much. But seeing him up this close, she realized that he was beautiful than she had ever seen him in newspaper or on the internet. It is all right. It was our responsibility. The guy in a sheep costume replied instead of the woman. I have never seen something like that except for in movies and games. He laughed while soon his laugh turned into a nervous giggle on seeing Wyan stare at him dangerously through the mirror. Jungkook immediately stopped talking, gulping down the saliva. Only Wyan knew that she was observing his features. Soon the car reached the venue. Onwoo and other members got out of the car while Wyan removed her wig and makeup. Jungkook was awestruck to see a pretty woman who saved his life. Was she a mafia or an agent? Jungkook wanted to thank her again before leaving. Miss, thank you for saving my life. She kept staring at him for a second. I like you. She instantly blurted out, catching Jungkook's attention. What? He looked Jungkook, listening to what Wyan said. You heard that right. I like you, and I would like to date you. I... Look at my face. He looked at her face as per her command. Am I not pretty? You are? Love yourself? Exactly. I'm a mafia, age 25. I have never dated anyone. Single, young and pretty. I am also rich, so I can keep you happy and covered in gold. Jungkook was left speechless at this. He was waiting for the crew to help him out of the situation. And God heard his prayers. The team was there to pick up Jungkook. Soon, Jungkook was left to safety. After the concert, which was obviously under Wyan's watch, Jungkook soon boarded the plane with other members under the protection of her and left the country. Time skip. Wyan was now in a good mood after meeting Jungkook. She was smitten by him. He was everything that Wyan had imagined, but the only problem was that he had not contacted her yet. It had been 2 weeks since he left. She was having negative thoughts about it. He must have thought that it was a joke. He's a celebrity and is used to getting proposals like this. He must have dismissed the idea because he left the country and she has no much influence in his life now. Over the week, the happiness and enthusiasm slowly died down. Something seems to be bothering you. What is it? Onwoo asked, looking at her pale face, which was focused on the file that was kept open in front of her. She took in a deep breath. Though she works with men, she didn't have much idea about the romantic gestures and aspects related to men. So, Onwoo was the best person to ask for an advice. I have a problem. How can I help? I want to know if I made a mistake by liking a K-pop idol and expressing it to him. What? Did you propose a member of BTS? Why are you shouting? Sorry, but did you? Yeah, no need to act this surprised. How can I not? This is the first time you've shown interest in someone romantically in 25 years of living on Earth. Who is the member? Jungkook. Obviously. He's the only member you have seen. But what did he say? He didn't say anything. I asked him to take his time. Now, what is my role here? He hasn't answered me. It has been 2 weeks since I asked him. Onwoo took in a deep breath. How would he answer? You might have literally scared him out. Why would he be scared of me? You killed 4 guys in front of him. You are a mafia. I thought that maybe he slid my proposal as a normal fan proposal. That might be possible too, since he keeps getting proposals like this. Onwoo placed his chin on his palms, thinking. Wyan got frustrated by this confusing statement. Give me a concrete answer, Onwoo. Don't you know what guys want? Everyone is different. How can I give you an opinion like that? But don't you have any idea about this? Maybe act like a normal person, not like a mafia, and spend some time with him. How do I do that? He left the country. He doesn't even know me properly. How about after a week at Jungkook's office? Jungkook flipped his hair in style as he walked out of the practice room after the dance practice. Jungkook, can I speak to you for a minute? He was quickly called back by his manager, who was peeping out of his office. Jungkook took in a deep breath and walked into the room only to see Wyan sitting there. Jungkook, this is Wyan, and she's your new bodyguard for the next 1 month. Jungkook had one of the biggest shocks of his life. He was smiling awkwardly at Wyan, looking back at the manager. What happened to my bodyguard? He's on leave, and we will be soon leaving for the world tour, for which we need tighter security. We can't take risk after you got kidnapped last time. Jungkook left a heavy sigh. He turned around after bowing to his manager and leaving the room, followed by Ryan. He stayed silent as she kept following him like a child to wherever he was going. Mr. Jungkook, she called him, trying to get attention from him. What is it? He tried to act a little confident, hiding his slightly shaking hands as the image of her shooting the kidnapper flashed in his mind. I'm your bodyguard and you are under my protection 24/7. Is it like necessary? I mean, what can possibly go wrong? You can guard me at the tour. I don't take orders from a prey. You better behave. She suddenly remembered Onwu's words. Don't threaten or insult a guy of interest. Act feminine and smile and blink 3 times whenever you see the guy you like. And so she did. Blinked. 1, 2, and 3 times, and smiled widely. Is there dust in your eyes? He said, pointing his finger. What? No! Why would you ask that? Never mind. He walked to the practice studio, followed by Ryan. He was never left alone throughout the day. She didn't leave him even in the restroom. She was guarding him, more like spending more time with him. 3 days later, on the private jet, Ryan's point of view. Team, I hope you all are prepared for our first European concert. Let's make it a great experience for the fans. Aye, aye, Captain. You were all leaving for France for the first time at Europe. You were looking at Jungkook, who was right next to you. He hasn't talked to you for the last 3 days, though you have tried every method to have a conversation with him. Last night, you talked with Onwu, and he told you that you were doing it all wrong. Never chase him. Flirt with him. When he says something, answer back in a flirty way. Onwu and your team send you a few PDFs to learn the techniques. After 18 hours, all of you landed on the beautiful land of France. It was lit at night like a dream. It was prettier than the pictures you had seen. Taking a look to your side in the car, you saw Jungkook looking at the city lights. The lights, which reflected back from his dark orbs and lighting sides of his face, made him look so ethereal. In the hotel room, Jungkook and you were sharing a room. Jungkook, who came out of the bathroom drying his hair with a towel, saw your figure leaning back on a chair, reading 1,000 Ways to Flirt. Suddenly, seeing his silhouette, you looked up to see him looking like a snack. You stared at his toned body as he smirked, seeing you drool at him. Looks like the Mafia Queen is seeing a man with handsome face and hot body for the first time. You liked his sudden confidence in front of you. I have seen plenty, but you are the most beautiful sculpture I would risk my life to steal from a museum. Jungkook scrunched his face, hearing the weird pickup line. You are just learning to flirt, it seems. Try harder next time. You want me to go harder on you? You can do it now. Ryan walked dangerously closer to Jungkook, trapping him in one corner. Though he was trying to be bold and all, he was scared in front of her. Look, a UFO! He pointed towards the window. Where? Ryan looked back to where his finger was pointing. In the meantime, Jungkook took his shirt and ran out of the room, covering his body. Gosh, I was this close to get him under me. She sighed, face palming. The next few days, Ryan was busy protecting Jungkook during the show. It was a hectic job indeed. She enjoyed his presence and his music, but one thing that she did not enjoy was his fans. They were like bees swarming around him. And more than that, most of them were girls. Ryan was burning in jealousy watching her love interest being touched and complimented by other women. But what could she do? After the show, the team was returning back. Coincidentally, Ryan and Jungkook were sitting next to each other. Ryan wanted to start a conversation with him, but she was not in the mood to talk after what she saw at the show. You looked down. What happened? Are you done with your flirting? He teased her, hitting her sides with his elbows playfully while she was in her thoughts. Jungkook, is this how it is all the time? What do you mean? Are you always surrounded by girls all the time? Do you not get much privacy? Yeah, it has been like this for some time now. Now that we are very famous internationally, there are a lot more fans. Is there any chance that you could leave this industry? What? Jungkook laughed at her question, amused. Why would I leave this industry? I joined this because I loved it. I will try to be in the music field for some time if possible. But no one knows. Why I thought about the lifestyle, the possibilities, and finally looked at him. About the thing I said, that I like you. Have you thought about it? Jungkook got startled as she brought up that topic which he was almost ignoring throughout this time. How do I? If you haven't, it is okay. You don't have to think about it anymore. Jungkook felt a little relieved hearing her say that. You know, I actually wanted to get married and all, but I never found someone I liked. But when I saw you, I thought that maybe I can have that. But seeing the program and understanding your lifestyle, I felt that we are too different to be together. I agree with you. I just feel like someone who is in the same profession as you would be more suitable for you. Someone who can support you and understand your work. I haven't met anyone like that so far. Did you ever consider the men who work with you? I saw a lot of buff, good looking men in your team, even that assistant of yours. Ryan thought for a minute. Onwu. He was always there for her. He supported her and understood her work without making any judgment. Does he love her? 2 days later. Ryan's car pulled down to her mansion. She looked outside the window to see her men and Onwu who was waiting for her. A smile crept on her face, looking at him. Hey, I missed you all. She hugged Onwu, making everyone shocked. Are you Ryan, our boss? Of course, handsome. She hit his arms, making him yelp in pain. What happened to you? Did Jungkook accept your proposal? She walked into her house, Onwu following her close behind. He didn't, but I have someone else in mind. Someone who is always there for me. Someone who doesn't judge me for my work and understands and fits into my life. Who is that guy? You. Everyone got shocked listening to her answer. She was proposing her assistant in front of the team. Why am I actually? Don't lie to me. You like me, right? Isn't that why you are always with me? Actually, I am with you because I'm your right-hand man. I see you as my sister, Ryan. Sister zoned! Ryan shouted. Oh God, what wrong did I do in the past that I'm being rejected by all men in this economy? Maybe mafia work? She dramatically walked inside, leaving every man shocked to the core. They had never seen their boss like that. A few weeks later, Ryan was in her office doing some office works. She was silent most of the time after she returned from world tour with Jungkook. Ryan, this is a file from a rival V. He wants to have a fight with you. He has asked you to send him your reply as soon as possible. She took the file and read through the contents. Tell him that he doesn't need to fight. I am ready for a settlement. What? A settlement? What kind of settlement? Ryan pulled out a box from underneath her table. She opened and showed it to Onwu. It was a diamond ring. Send him the message that Min Ryan, the Mafia Queen, is ready to put a ring on his finger, tying him in a wedlock, so that we can combine our power and rule over a larger area. We can be a power couple. Onwu sighed. Do you really want to send him this message? Trust me, Onwu. I have a feeling that he is my Prince Charming. She placed her hands on her cheeks, acting shy, to which Onwu cringed. Outside the office. Our boss has changed. She definitely got the love bug. I hope she is not going crazy. She was fierce enough. If she marries that mafia we would have to take orders from two ruthless people. Both of them sighed as they listened to the drama that was happening inside the office.